Hi, my name is Dr. Darren Renzi, and this is Teach Talks from the Office of Transformational Learning. Teach Talks is a series of interviews that will highlight the brilliant instructional practices being used here at Smith, and also help new and existing faculty learn more about teaching, learning, and how to thrive in higher education. Hi, Protiti. Welcome to OTL's Teach Talks. Thank you for coming and joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So we're going to jump right into a few questions about your extensive teaching experience and the great things that you're doing in the classroom. So can you share with us a memorable or really positive teaching experience that you've had here at Smith?
This is actually outside the classroom. So what's really positive is when my students come back to me and say, oh, I'm actually using all the stuff that you taught me in class. And, we had this great experience doing the live case in class. And now I'm actually using all of that stuff that we did in class in the real world. And most recently, one of my students reached out and said, oh, thank you. And I said, okay, since you loved it, maybe you would be willing to come back and do a little video and tell the other students about your experience. So it's a nice way to give back.
What is sort of the best piece of teaching advice that you have gotten?
So I've taught at multiple institutions, and each institution has its own character. And I thought I was doing really well at teaching at other places. And then I came here, and the first year didn't go so well. And then I went to TLTC, which is the campus level OTL. Mm-hmm. I reached out to the OTL folks and got so many different teaching tips that I kept trying and adding and subtracting to figure out what works. And the biggest thing that helped me was, I guess it's not warm calling per se, but you allow the students to, you give them a question, you allow them to discuss it in a group, and then say, okay, now tell me what's going on. And the quiet students who wouldn't normally participate otherwise suddenly participate a lot more. And that has really helped my teaching style. And the students really love this sort of give us an opportunity to discuss it so that we don't feel scared about saying what we want to say. And it really encourages a lot more classroom discussion and deep thinking also.
Yeah, I think warm calling is one of those practices that once you start, you're like, what did I do before this? And there's a lot of actual pedagogical research supporting the fact that students that are hesitant to share, and international students in particular, do better after they've given a little bit of time to prep, because they're able to start their answer with, my team said, or my team came up with. So at the end of the day, you have to leave teaching behind. What do you do to sort of switch off and get a little balance back?
Yeah, that depends. So when I teach MBA classes in the evening, you're on for 3.5 hours, and then it's 11 o'clock at night, and you can't go to sleep because you're still all hyper and bouncing off the walls. So then I just sit there like a total couch potato and watch some mindless stuff on TV just to wind down before I can go to bed. But it's the opposite when I'm teaching during the day and it's back-to-back classes. Then when you finish teaching, you've been on this high all the way through, and then suddenly you fall off the cliff. And then it's like all the tiredness hits you. So yeah, mindless TV watching. I'm not proud of it, but it helps.
I mean, there's no shame in that. Right? We have to find a way to sort of let it all go.
Yeah.
So a lot of what OTL does this year and in coming years is going to be with the new faculty. So what would you tell any new faculty? What's the one thing they have to do for themselves or for their students?
Most schools don't help with onboarding new faculty, even new adjuncts, and there's not very much attention paid to teaching in general. And when I got my PhD, it was all about research, and they teach you how to do research, but nobody really teaches you how to be a good teacher, even though it's a critical, you do need to do well at it, right? So that's one thing I do appreciate here at Maryland, that over I'd say 4 or 5 years, we've built up a system where we've got OTL, we've got this onboarding. I know that when I hire a new adjunct for my department, that I have to send them to OTL, to Dhiren, and say, go get some help, or, figure out how this is done. Because it's all new. Learning Canvas, learning what works with our students, what doesn't, tips, all of it. It's really helpful to have somebody to talk to who can kind of help you avoid the pitfalls that all of us went through and had to learn the hard way. So, yeah, I really appreciate having that here.